Hey sis of the internet, since you guys enjoy watching my first What If Marvel Characters or Honkai Star Rail Characters video, I decided to make part 2, so let's get started.
Hank, are you... Oh. Well, I guess you are okay.
The first character that I think should be a Honkai Star Rail character is the Wasp. The Wasp is one of the founding members of the Avenger, and if she's a Honkai Star Rail character, then she should be an imaginary nihility unit. Her basic attack will do a minor imaginary damage on a single target, but it still inflicts a new type of imaginary type DOT called Sting. This only targets on a single enemy, but it reduces their speed by 50% and inflict damage equal to 5% of the attack during their turn. Since she's a very speedy unit, you should focus on her speed and attack for the main stats. When activating her ultimate, Wasp fire multiple energy attacks on enemies and inflict more stings on the enemy. And unlike my last video, she should be the first Marvel characters to be a 4-star characters. Next up is Ant-Man. Ant-Man is one of the founding members of the Avenger. His real alias is Hank Pym, a scientist who discovered the Pym particle, which allows him and Wasp to grow in different sizes, either shrink or become bigger. If he's a Star Rail character, then he should be a fire nihility unit. His basic attack does a fire damage on a single target, but when using his skill, he targets multiple enemy with his own unique fire DOT called Antsy, because he uses a fire ant. Get it? Antsy, fire ant? Yeah, I know my joke is horrible. Moving on.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The Antsy deals a fire damage every turn and inflict vulnerability, and this is stackable. When his ultimate is activated, he turns into Giant Man, which stomps all enemy that inflicts more fire DOT on them. As a scientist, he would probably work at the Hertha space station, studying the Eon with Hertha or other subject and whatever Hertha current interest in. And just like Wasp, he should be another 4-star character, because we kinda do need more 4-star character. Come on, HOYO-verse, make more 4-star character. Why won't you make any more anyway? Do it! Next up is Black Panther. Black Panther, the King of Wakanda and also the member of the Avenger. If he's a Star Rail character, then he will be a physical hunt unit. His basic attack will do a minor physical damage, but it's still gonna be unique, which will be known as the Eye of Panther. This targets on a single enemy and increases aggro with the enemy. But why would you do that? Why would you increase an aggro with a single enemy on yourself? Well, due to that, his suit is made of something called the Vibranium, a fictional metal that absorbs kinetic energy. He could attack with different effects based on the elemental damage he's inflicted with.
That sound. That's vibranium.
If he's hit by a fire attack, he increases the attack by 10% and inflicts burn on the enemy when he attacks. If he's inflicted with ice attack, he freezes the enemy if he breaks the enemy's toughness bar and lowers their defense by 20%. If hit by wind, he heals himself by 20% of his maximum HP every time he attacks the enemy. If he's hit by an imaginary attack, he increases his weakness break efficiency by 50%. And if he's hit by a quantum, it inflicts physical weakness on enemy when attacking them and give random debuff like low attack, defense, speed, or vulnerability. And finally, if he's hit by a physical attack, he increases DOT damage, bleed by 10%. And his talent lets the Eye of Panther's effect to last for 2 turns. And if the ally breaks the enemy's weakness toughness with the same elemental type he is inflicted with, based on his talent, he will do a follow-up attack. When using his ultimate, he attacks all enemies that lower their toughness bar, no matter what their elemental type weakness, by 50%. So yeah, he is very overpowerful. I would recommend to put him on DOT because I'm kind of a bit of bias when it comes to DOT. I love my damage overtime team. But he could also work at a break effect team as well, such as like an Firefly, Rapper team, or even Boot Hill team. And unlike the first 2 characters in the video, he should be a 5-star character.
Dormammu? I've come to bargain.
Next up is Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, a former and arrogant neurosurgeon who became a sorcerer after seeking a cure for severe nerve damage from a terrible car accident. If he's a Star Wars character, then I was thinking he should be a 5-star quantum remembrance unit. I thought at first he should be a erudition character, but I'll give you a reason why he's a remembrance character a little bit later. In the lore of Star Rail, he could be a member of the Genius Society like the Herta. His skills allows him to summon a dragon-like creature from the dark dimension as his memo sprite, something like this.
What? You've been hiding that the entire time?
Well, this has been delightful, but it's time for me to bring out some of my own toys. My stone. You stole my soul stone?
And now you know the reason why he's a remembrance unit. On his memo sprite turn, it can do a massive AoE quantum damage on all enemies. While a memo sprite is on the field, Doctor Strange's skill is of course changed to healing his memo sprite health, just like most other remembrance unit in the game. When his ultimate is charged, he absorbs his own memo sprite and unleashes a massive AoE quantum damage on all enemy and restores some of his own health. So yeah, Doctor Strange could be a very powerful remembrance DPS. If he partner up with someone like Cyrene, then he will become very powerful. Or any Harmony unit will work on him as well.
Dr. Banner, now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
Next and finally, but not the least, is the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk, his real alias is named Bruce Banner, a scientist who studied gamma radiation, who accidentally exposed to it, transforming into a hulky brute when he gets angry. Now, there are multiple different iterations of Hulk from the comic book. He was known as the Worldbreaker Hulk, the Devil Hulk, Dr. Greed, and Joe Fixit, who is my personal favorite by the way. But sticking to the one a lot of people know from the movie and the cartoon show, the original Hulk.
The beast is strong, but not strong enough. Hulk is strong as death!
If he's a Star Rail character, then he's definitely a destruction path, and his type will be imaginary. His basic attack does a single punch that do a minor but still strong imaginary damage. His skill allows him to smash his single target enemy with higher damage and inflict residual damage on all adjacent enemies. When he hit by enemy's attack, he gains 5 points of charge, and when this charge is at 200 or more points, he automatically goes into his range mode. But this mode can also be entered even if he has 100 or more points. It's just that when he reaches 200 more points, he'll automatically goes into it. So you can't control unless if you want to activate it only at 100 points. In range mode, his attack is increased by 50% of his attack stat and crit damage increases by 30%. Once in range mode, he gains only 2 charges points for every instant attack from the enemy. And if his charge is below 10, his range mode ends. And the concept for this range mode is the angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he becomes. So if he gets more damage, the angrier he becomes, then he becomes stronger. Then that's kind of how it works. So you want to keep him in his range mode as long as possible to do massive damage. So you want to put him like in a team like say Mod 7, and I mean the original Mod 7, the preservation mode version, because Mod Shield can increase the aggro value on the shielded ally. So with Mod 7, then Hulk can gain more aggro on himself. The only disadvantage about his rage mode is that after a certain turns passes, he will lose some of that charge. So you have to keep an eye on that as well as maintain the number of charges in order for him to stay in the range mode as long as you can. His ultimate makes the Hulk Smash, and that is the official name, the Hulk Smash, which damages all enemy on the field with a destructive punch, ignoring any buffs on the enemy. But in exchange, he uses up all the accumulated charge point as an extra damage to his attack, and this extra damage can be considered as a true damage. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts or comments who you want to see next. And if you want to see more, please consider giving this video a like, click the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and check my first What If Marvel characters or Honkai style characters on the screen right now, or check the link down in the video description below. And check out my social as well. They're all down in the video description below. And thank you so much for watching. But don't forget, don't poo for the meta, poo for the waifu.